Welcome everybody to another amazing episode of the AusNZ HCR2 Community Podcast. We are very privileged today. We have a extremely special guest. I'd love to introduce him in just a second, but before I do, welcome to the podcast, JR and Pete.
Hello.
Welcome, everybody.
Yeah,
Glad to
how
be
excited
back.
are you? How excited are you about our special guest?
Oh, very excited.
Oh, I'm pretty excited. That was your cue, Cafe.
I didn't know for sure.
You gotta be quick. You gotta be quick.
All right. Take two.
Take two. Let's start with Eva's question.
I'm sorry, I just can't help myself. Okay.
I don't think Eva will edit this. Or will you?
Oh gosh.
So Pete, are you excited about having our new guest on?
I think I'm excited. You should feel these nipples. No. Yes, I am pretty excited. Okay, let's do take 3.
And it just goes south really quickly from there. Okay, we'll try that one more time.
Actually say the word so I can do it. I know my shit.
All right. Now I'm going to try and
Very good.
compose myself. So I'm really excited about having this guest on. But what about you, JR and Pete? How about you guys?
I'm very excited.
I'm very excited.
Language.
We have a cut. We have a cut. Sorry. Just in case you didn't get that, that is the voice of our most amazing long-term listener, long-term question asker, amazing all-round guy who's on YouTube, has his own Discord channel and everything else. Welcome to the podcast. A long time coming, Cape.
What's up, y'all?
Language. Good to have you on, finally.
Oh yeah, it's been forever.
It's been a long time coming. Mm-hmm.
It's been a long time coming, I must say. I have been chatting to you on and off from well before GTR left. So and it's been great to have you ask questions over and over again, and not just the same question over and over again, but really put some thought behind the questions. I'm really excited to have you on. So let's get stuck into it. I'm going to go first. Following on from last week, where I had nothing to talk about other than thanking our guests and friends and people who post, I'm going to talk a little bit more about mastery just quickly. I'm now on the 4th run of Racing Truck on my main account. I must say the mastery of the truck has been a really long, slow process. And
Consistent for me.
Yeah.
I'm still working on the Moonlander.
You're still working on the Moonlander. So I must say, I have the third tickle up on the racing truck, which is the in-flight help with maneuverability. And I'm not going to say it has changed the car, but I am going to say I actually quite like it. My first run with it turned on, was, holy crap, what is this? And then it kind of feels like the rally car. Mid-air, it feels like the rally car. So I don't know whether I don't think I'm going to do the upgrade or the the run on my alt because I just don't think it's viable. But yeah, I might do the first run to get that extra speed, but not going to do the whole thing. Not for the extra part. But I must say it's been a long, hard slog. I'm not really looking forward to mono, to be honest.
I'm
I
hoping they'll
am.
make it a bit easier, like the moon.
Yeah, like the Moonlander, lowering the XP criteria.
Mm.
But how will you be able to
Hope
gain XP on the mono wheel? You'll really?
same way
Doing
you
wheelies.
do every other one.
Really on the mono wheel?
No, I think it's going to
No.
be
Go
based.
really, really fast.
No, I think it's going to be based on long-term speed and flying time, like the
Yeah,
racing
definitely
truck
airtime.
airtime. Yeah.
Definitely
Flips.
airtime.
Yep.
Flips on
So
mono wheel is a bit.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said it. It's like the monster
yeah,
truck.
yeah.
It's almost impossible to flip.
Well, not anymore. With the third buff that they've done with the mid-air help, it's actually really good.
Hmm.
So
The Sky Master.
yeah, it's really it's working quite well, I think, anyway. But yeah, we'll see. I haven't done a big moon run yet in it with the update, as in with the buff. But because I've been doing a lot of moon runs to get some, you can get 4,000 or 5,000 meters in it and get 2,000 XP plus the multiplier, which is really good. So that works quite
Are you
well.
still using the multiplier on every single one?
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. But it's been a
Quickly
long, hard
before we
slog.
move on from the multiplier, I was happily doing my team event mastery for the Moonlander with the
Yep.
multiplier.
Yep.
And I hadn't realized that I'd already gotten to 50k on the second stage.
Oh,
And I was just
oh no!
Yeah, I was just getting it over and over again, and I thought, oh, I should see how far away I am. And I'd had it, I don't know how long for. So I got it, and they don't carry over. And I was like, oh no, all that wasted XP.
How much?
Yeah.
How much XP did you waste? Do you remember?
I don't know, but it
Mhm.
had been for like 2 events worth at least. So who knows?
Now I've got to
Yes.
say something. This is just a little bit peculiar, but
Hmm?
have you guys have played the current team event? Yeah,
Mhm.
Not yet.
the one where
Not the
you can
brand new
use
one.
no, not the new one, the old one where you could use the mastery of the
Yeah.
Moonlander.
yeah, Moonlander, right?
Mhm.
Now in that first track, if you go high enough, you can actually see the moon in the background. Sorry, not the moon, the
Yes.
Earth in the background, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. I'm just gonna post
Yeah.
a photo in the general chat, which I will put up on the YouTube channel. Sorry for people listening on Spotify, because you can't actually see this, but I'm gonna post a photo in the general chat, and I want yous to have a close look at the Earth and tell me what the is that thing sticking
Language.
out the top language? What's the what is that thing sticking out the top of the moon of the Earth?
Is that a
Are you talking
spaceship?
about the? That's a mountain
Satellite, isn't it?
It's a what?
Not a satellite. Can you see it on the Earth?
on
Yeah,
the Earth.
on top.
It's a mountain for the mountain adventure.
The white thing?
Yeah, the white thing on the top right hand corner of it.
It's like a
That's their Telstra
spacecraft.
tower. That's how they get all their all their
Oh,
radios
no.
to us.
But it just looks, because the rest of the world is flat, not flat, but round and not hilly. And there's that one little spot in that top right hand corner. And I'm just wondering whether that represents, I was thinking out loud here, that represents where head office is.
That that's possible, but it looks like the mountain adventure with clouds around it to
It
me.
does.
Like
It does a little bit.
sort of sort of like Mount Everest and pictures and stuff like that.
It
Yep.
looks a little bit
Yep.
like a greyed out witch's hat.
Yeah, that too, a greyed out witch's hat.
Mm.
But I was playing the game and I saw it occasionally and I went, okay, I've got to get a screenshot of that. I've got to get a
It's even
screenshot of
got a
that. I've got to get a
shadow.
screenshot of that. Sorry?
It's even got a shadow if you zoom in
Yeah.
enough.
So
But the biggest thing I see is the 5 tickets.
He's
that's
got
on
more
my
than
main
me.
account. That's on my main account. I've been rebuilding. Yeah, it's even got a shadow, all of that stuff. So if anybody knows what it is, please comment because I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see what people think it is. But yeah, what are your thoughts, guys?
It just shows you how much the game artist actually put into the game.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty cool in its own right as well. So yeah. No, very good. Very good. All right. Sorry, Pete. What have you got for us?
I've got some team events for you if you would like to hear them.
Yeah,
And
sure.
please, Cape, feel free to jump in whenever you feel like it. Because I've seen your
Definitely.
videos and you're way better than I
This is
am.
my area. This is my
Yeah.
area.
All right, so the previous one, not the current one, called Pale Moon Racing, which is the one we were just talking about. Track 1 is a long jump. They're all moon events, moon tracks, by the way. So I've been using, and everyone else has been using, the Moonlander with level 1 mastery activated. If you didn't have mastery, then you're pretty well not going to do too well on this track.
Yeah,
The most I got is about 400 without mastery.
I had to grind like 45 minutes on my alt account so that I can have the first mastery on that account because I could barely get 400 meters.
I did the same thing.
Well, I said to Tessa back when we had her on, I was doing mastery on the Moonlander for my alt, wholly and solely. So then, if it was needed in team events, I was going to have it. So my alt had it as well, and I've been using the mastery on it as well.
Excellent. So yeah, I was flying up with mastery on first level, no parts except for air control, so I can do flips to gain more mastery, and thrusters on level 1.
That's actually a very good idea, I must say.
Oh, it was brilliant.
You're shooting 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yes, that's exactly what I was trying to do. So yeah, keep flying up, try to level out, just fly all the way to 750 meters, and you do that quite easily with your mastery. Isn't that right, Jackrabbit?
Not me.
The truth comes out.
I will tell you. I will tell that later.
She has made it to 750 meters, everybody. So it's all good.
Ah, cool.
Okay.
Track 2.
You weren't using nitro on the Moonlander, were you?
No. You're asking me or Pete?
No comment.
Afterburner. I was using Afterburner. That's the most fuel economic thing ever.
No, I'm having a dig at lots of people all at once.
Oh, okay. So track 2 was a time attack on the moon, and it was the hot rod. That was either magnet nitro fuel boost or coin boost nitro fuel boost. I would use the magnet because I kept missing out on that last fuel. Just well placed nitro boosts, and yeah, just try to go as smoothly as possible. Most of the time,
did you do that
around
wheelie?
6,000. I didn't get to do the wheelie. I just couldn't work out how to do it. I did watch your video though, and that helped me, but not quite enough. I
had to downgrade on my main account. I had to downgrade my suspension to 17 to do it consistently. because I was doing it very
Okay.
consistently on my second account. So suspension
Mm.
17
Yeah, right.
really helped.
Yeah, okay. That's probably where I went wrong. Too late now
So what
because it's
y-
event's over.
you were doing? You were doing what, wheelie off the line?
No, so you would
After the
go
after the
on the
first
first.
nitro,
You go.
Yep.
yeah, first nitro, then you would go into a wheelie, and then your back wheel would clip off of the like 90-degree angle ish
Yep.
cliff, and then you would fly over the antenna, and then land on the little dip after the island,
Ah.
and
You
then
know where everyone,
hit.
except for the people who know what they're doing, go over and then hit the roof, then bounce back down?
Yep.
Oh, I had to do that
That's what
plenty of
he's
times
talking
too.
about
So
there. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I got it. Okay, because I was using coin landing boost and nitro.
some people were
No fuel
doing
boost.
fuel boost instead of coin boost with landing boost, and they were doing
Yeah.
Yep.
They were doing as fast, if not just under the nitro fuel and coin.
Mm. I think the most I ever got was 7,800 for that.
Yeah, that's
7.8K.
decent.
Yeah.
That's
And I was
Do you know how
same as
much
following
me.
what
on.
time that was? You know
Oh, I
what
can't
time that
remember
was?
the time, but give me a
My best
second.
was 18.3 with 7.7.
Yeah, I
So
did
probably about a 18.5 ish.
about that sort of area. But it was yeah, I think I got a 7,900 once on my alt, and my alt only had level 2.5 nitro, so it was all about timing the.
How do you have a level 2.5 nitro?
Well, it's 2, it's not 3, but it's got
And it's
half of
halfway.
the
So
halfway
you had
through.
half an extra boost?
I don't know. I don't know whether, when you have to upgrade it, you've gone past the
Yeah,
level to upgrade it.
I'm just trying to make a joke.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
your
yeah.
dryness has failed on me.
Oh yeah. Got to get a little warmed up
And
first.
I like it. It's good. Uh,
good,
yeah.
good one.
So no, very interesting. Go on, T3.
Track 3 was a cargo. There was
This one
two
sucks.
different. This one was fun. There was two different ways you could go about it. You could either go through the tunnels, which was lumpy and bumpy, or you could go over the tunnels and use your fume boost to try and get the fastest way possible. I was going above with wings, thrusters, and fume boost, so empty fuel. Yeah, just driving forward onto the first little lump, thrust overwards till you've almost run out of fuel, got to the empty fuel fume boost stage, and then just gunning it, trying to make it nice and smooth without losing any cans over to the finish line.
Yep.
It sounds easy, but it's not. The amount of times I lost about 5 or 6 cans or thrusted a little bit too much and ran out of fuel, yeah. Good fun when you get it,
Yeah.
but when you don't get it, it's so frustrating.
Oh, so that's why it sucks. It's so frustrating.
Mm.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
easily get a 10K on that, but
Oh
the
yeah.
most I got was 12.
Even with
yeah.
like 3 to 5 cans lost, you could have gotten 9 to 10,000.
Yeah. Yep.
I'd
But
get around the same as you. My
yep.
most was 12,000.
Yep.
My
Yeah,
best was
so we're all on the
12.5.
same sort of page at the moment. That's good.
Mm.
So track 4 is a hill climb. So drive as far as you can without any fuels. There was 2 different strategies for this track. There was the mono wheel strategy and the chopper strategy. I'll go with the mono wheel first. That was everything at max, so 20, 20, 20, 20, but the last air control I had 8. I found was best.
2.
I would 2.
2. 2.
I found having a little bit more air control in the air better for me.
Dark Smoke used 14.
Yeah.
But dark smoke is good.
Yep. Exactly. So parts are
Debatable.
overcharged turbo, wings, and your fume boost, I believe. Yeah, just racing up the hill as fast as you can, smooth landings. Once you get to that final hill, you're using your fume boost and try to time your overcharged turbo perfectly to launch you in the air along that flat track, because the mono wheel doesn't like driving or doesn't
Rolling.
like rolling when it's got no
Yeah.
fuel, which doesn't make sense because everything else does, except for
No,
Mono Wheel
vehicles.
has a very low what's it called?
rolling
Consistency
resistance.
at
Yeah. rolling resistance.
like rock, almost like Rock Bouncer,
Rock Bouncer, I was
Like
going to say, is the other
Yeah.
one that doesn't like to roll.
or even kind of like Rotator. If you don't
Yep.
have the what's the word?
Right.
It's rolling
Momentum.
resistance. Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't have the momentum, then
Hmm.
it's just non-existent.
Yep.
Yeah. So I was getting between 10k to 12k for that one, depending on how good of a launch I had.
At 2022, yeah, it was much better though.
I don't think so. I reckon 8 was the way to go.
I use Chopper.
Yeah, that's the other strategy. Chopper, the less consistent strategy, but the more points. So, wings, landing boost, and wheelie boost were the parts. The landing boost was very important to get a good score.
Oh,
If you didn't
yes.
get 1 or 2, you just lose all momentum and
See,
end up falling back down the hill.
I just couldn't get that thing to wheelie boost.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe
I tried
you
everything.
needed to try really, really hard.
I did that. I tried lowering the suspension, raising the suspension, lots of different tricks, but just couldn't get it to consistently start up. So I couldn't get the run, and I was only getting 300 or 400 meters if I was lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Like I said, high risk.
About 250, 300. There's that like one spot where you have to get a perfect wheelie boost or a perfect landing boost to be able to get up.
Yep.
Like
Yeah,
I
because the
even got
chopper actually rolls without fuel, you're pretty much guaranteed at least a 10k if you make it to that flat. Because you
Yeah.
can slightly lift up the wheel and get a wheelie boost, and then if you're lucky, get a landing boost once you go up the hill a little bit and get to 15k.
I even got 15k on my second account with 17, 17, 15, 20 tunes and level 13 wings, level 5 landing boost, and level 8 wheelie boost.
Oh wow, that's some skill set right there.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
that's skills. So yeah, that's Pale Moon Racing, and it was fun because it was a high scoring. I say bring back the high scoring events.
Well, evidently the new one's supposed to be high scoring as well. So
yes, Hoverlander.
like,
This one also has a moon. No, not moon. A moon lander, and it has a long jump. So, do you want me to go into it a bit?
Yeah, for sure.
I haven't played it yet, but I did
I haven't
watch
played it
a
either, so
Vershak video that he got 51k. There's no chance I'm getting anywhere near that. You played it on your alt?
Yeah, I played it this morning on the alt and managed a 22k, but that was my first ticket.
Yeah, right. That's probably better than I'd get.
Managed the 9k on the first one, and a and a high score on the last one, and stuff the two in between.
So there is the first track. There's a moon time attack. There's two options you can use. You can use your Moonlander, or you can use the hover bike.
Hoover.
Hoover bike. Sorry, I mispronounced. I'm going to use the Hoover because I'm going to save the Moonlander for the distance, I think.
I think
the
it's
no
one of the
fuel
public
distance?
event tracks.
The long jump.
Oh, okay.
The long jump one. Yeah.
Yeah, that
So-
time attack is one of the public event tracks though currently.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
it
think
is.
it's the Bill's Circuit 2 km or 2 kilometers, wherever you say. Track, the one with all the fuels.
Yeah,
Hmm?
that's T4.
Yeah, that's T4.
Sorry, we're jumping ahead of you, Pete.
Yeah, that's okay. That's what you're here for. You guys know better. So long jump, I'm going to use the Moonlander with the mastery level of the first one to try and get a little bit further. I watched Verishak do it this morning. He got almost 15k, so it is possible to get there. You just got to be decent at flying the Moonlander.
Was he using the infinite fuel thing?
The Eco Thrust?
Yeah,
Yeah, using the Eco Thrust, but he had his thrusters set at 8, not 1.
not
So
one.
because
Okay,
it's not on a moon track, you need
moon
to,
track. Yeah,
yeah, it's not a moon track, it's just a normal gravity.
yep.
Mhm.
And the way he did it is he went down the little dip, collected the fuel, went backwards under the dip, and then over, and then over that little floating island, and then landed perfectly on that downhill ramp. Got as much speed as possible. Yeah, and then from there on, he just thrusted up, trying to save fuel as much as possible by going forwards.
Yep.
Yep. Track 3 is the distance. Drive as far as you can. I think that was Forest Trials track, the adventure track. Using either the sports car, no, not the sports car, using the tractor or the rally car. I'm going to use the rally car there, only because I'm not very good with the tractor. Yeah. What about you guys? What are you going to use?
I've used the hopper bike on the first one. I
Yeah.
was trying the tractor with empty fuel boost and overcharged turbo and wings off the ramp
Yeah.
for the long jump, but I might try the Moonlander now. And then I was using the rally for the last one, and must have been. I honestly can't remember now. And I only played it this morning, and all I've done is had lunch or breakfast. So I don't know where my mind's at, to be honest.
That's all good.
About me, I had a very nice time this past 2 weeks. Okay, it started 2 weeks ago when I met the most fun and amazing players in the Empire server. Okay, this is a little bit of a story. So Pete and I joined the server, and I think Eva is already there.
Yep.
And I joined it because I wanted to reach out to some players to invite them on a podcast, but unfortunately they haven't replied. And so one afternoon, I saw some Empire players who were doing a live stream of the team event. At that time, it was the 5-track team event.
Yep.
So, I just joined and I was watching silently. And my God, of course, they're so amazing to watch. You just go speechless and I just watched quietly. Okay. Until someone saw me and said hello, and I said hello back. They were quite surprised that I said hello, because they said that sometimes when a player joins on their VC on their live stream, the player would leave. So they were surprised that I said hello back. So I said, I'm just watching you all quietly playing, and I'm actually here to ask for a role on a certain adult channel.
Oh, did you get that
Yeah,
role? I haven't got that role yet.
yeah.
Okay.
Rex gave me that role. That's how I broke the ice, asking for that special role in that special channel. you
Yep.
know. Well, anyway, so I was watching them play, and then of course I applied what I learned, and with Pete's help, I was able to improve my score on that 5-track team event. And then the following afternoon, I joined again, and then we were chatting for a little bit, and they were convincing me to stream my ticket. Okay.
Which you have never done before.
Yes.
Uh,
And to everyone's knowledge, for the sake of everyone, I have not done a live stream of a team event ever in my 4 years of playing of HCR2. Okay.
Even
So,
even with me begging, basically, like, come on, just do it. I
yeah,
want to see.
yeah, right? Not even in the Oz NC server. Okay. So I said, they were convincing me. So I told Rex, Rex, I will stream and you will have to join the podcast. I was making a deal with him. Okay. So he said yes. So then I streamed. My hands were shaking. My heart was racing because they will, as I was watching them, I was amazed at how skilled they are. Okay. That's all I could say.
yep.
Shout out to these people, amazing people from the Empire. They're playing for the CC division. Um, I'll just say the names. It's Rex, Sean, Rat. I saw Sind. Top A was there also, and a few more people. Okay, and so I was live streaming, and then they were watching me, and then they were coaching me. They were so nice. They were so supportive, and then Sean kept saying, "It was a track one, right?" and for everyone to know, I don't know what I'm doing with the Moonlander, because I don't know how to use the thrusters. Okay, and so while I was using the Moonlander the first track, I could hear Sean. I could hear his frustration. He kept saying, thrust up, move forward, lean back." And then
I'm
all I could say, Sean, I think my fingers are not listening to you. So nervous, I was so nervous. I was just putting my dignity on the line. And then this very familiar, deep voice with an Australian accent suddenly said, "What are you doing, Jackrabbit?"
Who was that?
And I just squealed, "Pete!" I didn't know that he was there, because, of course, I was streaming. I was watching the game. The game was in front of me, and not who were watching on Discord when I was streaming. So that was, oh my God. I think my score was 16K, and then it improved to 19K, just a little bit. And then the following afternoon, or two more afternoons, and then I streamed again. Well, the funny thing is, I thought I was streaming, but I wasn't. But I was in the voice chat. And then I scored a 15K when no one was watching.
You know what they say? If no one
Yeah.
watches you do a 15K, does it really happen?
Yes, because I
But
took a screenshot and I showed them. But and then when I because the funny thing is, I finished the first track, right, and I was waiting for their reaction, and no one reacted, only to know that they were not able to watch it. And then when I said, "Did you see my 15K?" They said, "You're not streaming." So I shared my screen on the when I was on the third track, and of course they saw the
Score.
21K score because I was finished with the second track.
Yep.
Uh, it was a different experience for me. Just saying that you play the game on. I play the game at my own pace. I almost quit the game 2 months ago, but then I met these people, okay, who were very cool, who are very fun to chat with and to share their tips and tricks and whatnots in playing the game, in scoring team events, and yeah, that's it. That's what.
And
But that's my
streaming
story.
your gameplay lets
Mm-mm.
them help you more because they can see what you're doing and give you pointers on how to improve. So
Yes, and I think
I'm
they
very,
like it,
very glad they managed to convince you to do it.
and I think they like coaching or
Yeah,
telling you what to do and everything like that. And yeah, that's just very cool.
awesome. Good story, Jackrabbit.
And in the end, I was able to get a few players from Empire to join the podcast. So everyone stay tuned for that.
Well,
Ooh,
I'm going to go out there and say you've taken one for the
Mhm.
team. Good on you.
Yeah, thank you.
Um,
I did.
and I was, yeah, that's very impressive. I'm so glad because I saw a couple of text messages in our private chat channel, and I'm like,
Hmm.
what the hell is going on? And now it all makes sense. So
Yes, right.
it makes a lot of
Uh,
sense now. Well, good
I,
on you, and I'm really, 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 really happy that you did that because that's given us another great episode coming up.
mm-hmm.
yeah. So I said, so they were asking like, do you do this like join servers and all that? I said, we do some ways on how to get in touch with people, but this is the first time that I
Yep.
joined a VC, a live stream, just to invite you to. It was so fun. And they're very nice to talk to, They're very
Yeah.
cool.
No, very good. Well, looking forward to hearing um, looking forward to hearing that podcast.
Yes, me too.
Let's get our guest on.
I think
Yeah,
it's time.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Pete, do you want to introduce him?
Yeah. This player is a person by the name of Cap A. Um, he has his own YouTube, as you've already explained. He does little videos for his YouTube channel where he does team event tips and tricks, and I also love seeing his little bubble of him speaking and showing his face while he's driving. So that's something unique that I haven't seen many people do. And welcome to you, Cat A.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
You're, you're very welcome. Would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself, like your previous team history, how you got started, things like that?
All right. Hope you grab some popcorn because one's a little long. So,
Excellent. We've got popcorn within
all
arm's
right.
Yes.
reach.
Hang on.
So, oh,
Let me just turn the microwave on.
okay. All right. So I started my main account back in January 2018. So I've been playing for over 6 years, almost 6.5. So that's a long time to be playing a game.
Hmm.
I So there were no teams. I was just grinding cups, just grinding, trying to get good at the game because it's a new thing and you got to get good. And so when Jump Shocks came out, I think that's the next. I think that was right before team events that summer or something. Um, I saw IO and OI and Bear Shack's videos about Jump Shocks. I'm like, Oh man, a new thing to get good at. So, that I just grinded city and backcountry for on the hill climber with those things and fast reflexes, and that goes in later. Um, then let's see, teams came out April 2019. I was not in a team because I was playing with my parents were playing as well, so we were all playing together. Um, so we didn't actually start. We started a team together. We didn't actually start a team until November 2019. So there was that whole April to November. We weren't in a team. We were just playing public events together and grinding cups and seeing how fast we can reach a certain legendary and stuff like that. So then after November 2019, my dad actually was the leader. He's of the team Screaming Goats. It's in Division 2, I believe, still. Um, along with my mom's there, and my one of my brothers are there as well. So that's 2019. In summer of 2020, I think. I'm trying to figure out remember when I started my YouTube channel. I think it was 2021. Give me a second.
It's called Cap 8 Gaming, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So, I'm not there yet. Not there in the storyline yet. So, 2020, summer of 2020, I started my alt account, which is called Cap A, but with smaller A and P instead of all capitalized like my main account. That I've been on many different teams with that one. Trying to remember what my first one was. I think it was called Nitro Circus. I think they were in D3, and I was like, "Ooh, they don't have any GP requirements, and they're in D3." So they were a pretty good group. I didn't stay with them long though because I don't know why, other than I didn't. I was a big team hopper with my alt account before I joined in Discord, so that I had that going for me. Let's see. 2021 February 2021, I started my YouTube channel to help my teammates because we were going on a streak where all of the opponents' ghosts were, I want to say, like, they weren't helping my teammates get any better, and I was usually top one. If I wasn't top one, I was definitely top 3 on the leaderboard. So I decided to start my YouTube channel to be able to help my teammates with my ghosts. Fast forward 2021, let's see. 19, 20, 21. All right, so I don't remember if it was 2020 or 2021. Wait a second, I'm on Discord. Why am I asking that question? All right, so I joined Discord November 2021 for the Fingersoft GP number 3, I think. And
The last one?
Yeah, the last one. That is how I was able to get Discord, was for the Fingersoft Grand Prix. And that day I joined, it was that night sometime in the US. I was like, my first message was, "Hello, does anybody know who I am?" And of course, you like me as a young teenager, I'm like, why did I ask that question again? Like, you have to like ask yourself why you were so. And then I had Andre and Tessa Cat be like, no, I do not know who you are. I'm like,
Yep.
no one knows my videos okay. I thought maybe there was like a small hope. No, just like no. And I introduced myself. I'm like, okay, I'm Cape. I'm new here. I'm here to hang, do the Fingersoft Grand Prix, stuff like that.
Hmm?
Still don't know why I said any of that. So I was like, okay.
You gotta break the ice somehow. May as well do it while you're being awkward.
Yeah. Okay, so Fingersoft Grand Prix. I got out on the kangaroo round due to me being due to it being on the week of Thanksgiving. So it was like during Thanksgiving Day, and that was just very conflicted in the U.S. So that's the reason I got out. Um, and then I believe the beginning of 22 on my main account, I left Screaming Goats. I had been there for like almost 3 years because we were just on a down losing streak and people were not trying anymore, and I was just like, I was starting to go down in performance. So I was like, I gotta go somewhere where I can actually grow in my skills, get better ghosts and stuff like that. So I left. I think it was beginning of 2023 or 2022. Um, to a team called Laser Legends. The leader was called. His name was Monster, and let's see, he had been like what's it called? Um, like begging me almost to join his team and come help him lead it. And I was like, as a young teenager, I was like, oh, lead a team? Whoa,
Hmm.
okay. As an older teenager, I'm like, why? But now I can see it, and like in hindsight, you're like, okay, why did I do that? But that's the thing of the past, and I'm so glad I did, cause I met two guys, Fran and Fox. They two really great guys. Fox is from Turkey and Fran is from Spain. Shout out to those two. And we, when Monster got really bored of the game and he left, the team was on a like very bad decline. Um, Fox actually left that time too, so it was just me and Fran like taking the reins and trying to make the team survive. Um, we ended up both leaving Laser Legends to go to a team called Wonderworld, which very good group of guys. Uh, yeah, they're like a very very tight group. After during Wonderworld, we went to CC a few times. I think I left my I think I started with my alt account there, my second account. So, and I actually have a podium of my second account being like 4,000 GP on first place in CC. I'm like my alt account with like 5,000 GP got first place. I'm like, okay, so my skill sets back. Um, yeah, getting an alt account was like the best thing I ever did because it helped me like get better with my main account. All right, let's see.
Cool, isn't
After
it?
Wonderworld, what'd you say?
It's so helpful having an alt account
Uh, yeah,
that
especially if you
is
do.
built for team events.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so after Wonderworld, I started during Wonderworld when my alt was Wonderworld. I started a team with a guy named AJ. He's from Uzbekistan. Um, let's see. In May or June of 2022, I believe. It's been a while. All right, so we started a team called Natus Vincere, which at the time I didn't know why we were choosing that name. He picked the name. I was like, okay, I get to help lead a team that hopefully isn't gonna die, because the last time I tried to do that, it died. So We get up to division. We're smashed D7 like crazy. We filled up in less than like 16 hours because AJ is a big or was a big YouTuber, like over 1,000 subscribers. So he's like when YouTubers like, hey, I made a team, come join it. Like you get people, and then
Yeah.
met this, and then one of the great things that happened was a kid from Norway, which I'm really great friends with him now when he like comes on Discord and such. That's I have one cat. He was our very first co-leader, other than me or AJ being co-leader. It was the very first co-leader in D7. In D4, we crushed that. We were headed to D2, and we were like, we're not going to survive because we wanted to go high. We wanted to go at least D1. If we had the same people back in D7 as we did in D4, we would have gotten up to like high D2, low D1 status. And we're like, at the end of D4, we were like, this team's gonna die because of how many people are leaving as we're heading into D2. So we get into D2, and all of a sudden, lose after lose after lose after lose after lose. We're going into emotion zone. And if I knew, I would have like probably stayed and tried to go and gone down to D3 to help out. What we did was we looked for merges. So we did a merge with a team called Defiance, and we also on one of the other merges we did a small merge with a guy called Mythic and Tybe. Mythic also does pretty good questions sometimes. So shout out to Mythic and Tybe. They their team was dying, so they came to help us, and then we're like, oh yeah, we're still dying, so we're gonna merge with a team called Defiance, and then Defiance. This was like August, September. Yeah, August. I'm guessing if the timeline's correct. Defiance, and we're gonna have a second team. Well, because to try and get these guys that were still in. Now it's been.
Did they play along, or were they defiant about it?
Nice joke.
I was gonna use the language word there.
Yeah. So there were some ups and downs with Defiance, and then the leaders that did Defiance, they looked for another leader, not any of the leaders that were already in the team, like myself for Mythic or I1Cat or somebody else to lead the team. They asked a guy called Angry Patriot. He leads a team called Angry Patriots. They go back and forth between D1 and D2. So we're like, oh, okay. There's some random dude we don't know coming in. You know how that goes, right? Like coming to the list, and we're like, okay, we'll see how this goes. So that goes into Defiance and Defiance with the Muscle or Defiance 2, and then with my guy Ryder. Ryder goes off and on with Discord, but he's a good guy. See, so much information over the years. I'm trying to process everything. Defiance 2. Ryder leads Defiance 2. Then we go to, I want to say, November. There were some conflicts between the leader and my closest friends in the game, and I was ready for a new path, if you get my drift. So we, in November 30th, 2022, I made a team called the Revolution. So yeah, so this is where me, Mythic, Ty, I have one cat. Like, I have a whole list of we, Van Viking when he played, Ryder, Van Viking we met in Defiance. Like, we went up and we, like, I searched my friends list in Discord for, like, people with alts that needed a team for the new season. Like, hey, do you have an alt that needs a D? I'm starting a new team in D7 starting December 1st. Do you have an alt that needs a team? And I started going down my Discord list of people I knew had an alt, and then I got, like, I think we got 40 players on December 1st before we started matchmaking, and I was like, we might not die. Fast forward to through D7, we were, like, second place in the leaderboard. Through D4, we had lost some of our good scorers. Some of them were taking a break from the game. Some of them went to help other players. So we're like, not again. Then we go to D2, and we're not gonna survive. So we merged with a team called Wasted Nuts, and with the leader, his name is Uncle. And we become Revolution Nuts and Revolution Nuts with 2 Z's at the end of the second team. So we're like, we're back to 2 teams, trying to stay 50-50 in team 1 and try to have at least 30-35 people in team 2. Which, if you have more than one team, you know it's gonna be hard to have players in that far in teams. So we go through Evolution Nuts, and then we're trying to find another one for our main team, and we find a person by the name of Gutter Butter and his team Snowball Chance. And then so what he talked a little bit about this in his episode back in, I think, season 1, where about Alliance X. We broke off the Revolution, Wasted Nuts, and Snowball Chance. We were the 3 of us, and we had made Alliance X. So because Gutter Butter wanted to keep his team name, he didn't want to do all the merging. So it was just Alliance X between the 3, and we would help each team out. Like, mine was in D2, Wasted Nuts was in D3, Snowball Chance was in D2 or D3, I don't remember. But we'd help each other out to, like, asking players if they can go, help out the team. And then it was kind of doing all right. Like, we were on a plateau. We're like, how do we get out of the plateau? And we go through options. Like, I think it was sometime early, like February, March, April area of 2023, where we were like, okay, let's see if there's something bigger. We like the family of Alliance X. We want to keep the family together. So let's see if there's another family that we can, like, help, or that can help us. So we had, I want to say, 2 options, or 3 technically. We had the Coalition. The Coalition, it's a group of Canadian teams that we could have gone into them, like, dispersed our players, and or gone Coalition, like X or something like that. And then we would have, and then our second option was don't do anything and just keep going with what we've been doing. And then our third one was collateral damage. Corporal came to us with the idea of us keeping our names, us keeping our leadership and our players. All we had to do was join their server and join the KD and put KD on in the front of our names instead of an X. And we were like going back and forth of this seems too good to be true. Should we actually do it? In the end, we did. This was like almost a no-brainer. We talked for like 3 hours, and the next day we looked, and then we went to ourselves and just thought about it, and then the next day, like 24 hours later, we're like, okay, Corp, we're in. So this was sometime mid 2023. Revolution was going into D1. Let's see. Snowball Chance and Wasted. I think Wasted Nuts was going into D2, and Snowball Chance was staying in D2. Revolution's going in D1. The first thing that we do in the new season is Corporal sends players to help Revolution, which is now KD Revolution, which is what you guys. There is KD Revolution is still thriving today. I am just not in it.
Mm-hmm.
So we have KD Revolution in one with a couple of collateral damage folks. At that point, we were collateral damage 2, KD Revolution, KD Wasted Nuts, and KD Snowball Chance. That's 5 teams, we're guessing.
Yeah.
So they went from 2 to 5 teams. Then we started. Let me see. Now, fast forward to. I don't think there's any other teams my alt was on in that moment, because I brought my alt down to help with KD. Like there were a bunch of teams I was on. Like Wonderworld. I was on Empire 3 last season with my alt account. And then so fast forward now. Collateral Damage family, also known as the KD family, has 9 teams. So we went from 2 teams, and then I came in with my guys, and we had 5 teams. And then now we've been progressing and getting better and now we have 9 teams. Just before, so during Defiance is when I joined the Club of Leaders. Because I was a co-leader and I've never heard of the Club of Leaders. So when I was a co-leader there, I joined and I just like, this is a great community. Let's like be active in this community and stuff like that. So I think that's also around the time I joined the Oz and Zed server. Trying to figure out, yeah. So Oz and Zed and Club of Leaders. So Club of Leaders, they come out with moderator applications. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I can do that. Tell me if I'm in. As soon as I joined Club Leaders, I've been like talking with X, trying to get to know who's the leader of Club Leaders and why. Which they have an awesome podcast episode explaining all that. Then Oz and Zed, there was one time I think I'm going back to 2022, like early 2022. Come back with me, y'all. So, I saw a team seeking player ad and I was like, a podcast. There is a Hill Climb Racing 2 podcast in the team seeking player channel. I gotta know what this is about because I'm intrigued. So, there's this guy that I start talking to. His name is GTR. You may have heard of him. And I'll probably come out as
Yeah,
a young
we know him well.
teenager. Yeah, I come on as the young teenager, like, hey, how you doing? What's this podcast? And he's like, why don't you listen to it? I'm like, again, what's this podcast? And I just like Okay, help me get to know you, so I know if. And then I started listening to the podcast. I think my first one I listened to was the one with Reese, because that's when that's the one, episode 4. And I was like,
Episode 4, season 1.
okay, yeah, that one was funny. That one kept me entertained. I'm hooked. So, good job, guys, from episode 4. So after that, I went back
Thank you.
listened to 1, 2, and 3, and then I've never missed one yet. So,
Well, your first message to me was the 11th, in the 15th of the 11th, 2022, which was the 15th of November, just saying, "Hey Eva, are you the same co-host on the Oz NZ podcast, or is that a different person with the same name?"
Mm-hmm.
And then there was this lovely little message after I'd said, "Yes, that's me." You said, "Awesome. Thanks for doing all you do for it."
yeah,
So,
because you take so much time into the editing, the recording. I know GTR back then, and JR does his job now, and Pete, they try to find guests and get the podcast ready, which is like,
yep.
this thing is awesome of what you guys do for the community. So, let's see. So I talked to DTR. He's like, why don't you come on the podcast? I'm like, I don't know how old I was. 2022, that's 2 years ago. 15, 16. I'm like, I'm a minor. I don't think I'm not allowed to voice chat on Discord, so there's gonna be that's gonna be a little hard to do. He's like, okay, well, by the time we line up everybody, it probably take 3 years, so that's perfect timing for you. I'm like, okay, great, let's reconvene then. And then he says that he's quitting Headline Racing too. I'm like, bro, I'm still here. So, which he still needs to get that one adventure star. GCR still needs to get that one adventure star. So,
That's never going to happen.
That's never going to happen. No, that's never
a
going to
man
happen.
can dream. So, um, so that's how I entered the Austin the Club of Leaders. I become a moderator with after talking with X a little bit. So moderator, and then they ended up needing more staff, so they put me as staff, and I've been staff ever since, which is like a really great opportunity to be that high in the community, kind of that fast. Like a very big honor. Like, geez, people don't know who I am, and I'm got a server staff and a big server. So, fast forward, YouTube, I hit like 500 subscribers. I want to say this time last year. Wait, no. I hit 500 subscribers in May of this year. Never mind. So YouTube, I've been just trying to get my name out with the Fingersoft server and all the other servers, just trying to get my name out. As soon as I started Fingersoft server, I went from like 50 subscribers straight to 400 subscribers in a matter of a month.
Wow, that's good.
When you're being original and you're using your voice, and people evidently like the face cam.
Yeah, I love that.
Like
cool.
the face cam.
It's a nice little touch.
And you're using your voice instead of trying to either get subtitles or music. Evidently, some people don't like to listen to music when they're trying to learn how to do this team event track. I'm like, I hate my voice when I listen to the recording, but I do it for them. They're awesome, but it's painful every time I listen to my own videos. That's why I don't watch my videos. So,
I know your pain.
We all know.
It'll get easier.
It will probably get painful. I'll probably when I listen to this own recording, I'll probably hurt my brain by listening to it.
I don't mind Pete's voice.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Your voices are pretty cute. So, Um,
Oh, I'm blushing.
you're welcome.
Oh,
Well,
Uh,
Cap, I just hope that your YouTube subscribers would double after the release of your podcast episode.
oh, I that would be a blessing, honestly. So
Yeah.
I will also share this to my own personal server along with my YouTube community as a community post.
I
So
would like to hear
hopefully
more
yours
about
will
your
also
personal
double.
server.
What'd you say?
Yeah, well, that'd be nice. I'd also like to hear more about your personal server, the
All
cafe
right,
server.
so yeah, my Caps Corner. I did it
Yep.
as my 450 subscriber special. I still have to do the friendly challenges part for as a subscriber 450 subscriber special as well, but let's not get into that. So, um, Caps Corner is the server that I made as a thank you for your support and all that. I'm like, okay, let's see. How am I gonna be different? Because my eyes, I have to be different to be able to get my niche and all that. So I chose team events, but you have Verishak, you have Io, you have Bocope. I'm like, how am I gonna be different than them? Like Verishak is very, very good. Bocope has the subtitles that break down every little detail, and Io is also very good, but not as good as Verishak. He's the goat. So I was like, how am I gonna be different? So for the YouTube videos, I'm like, no other Hill Climb Racing 2 content creator uses their voice. No other. I also didn't know how to edit videos. So that's it.
welcome to the world of editing.
I have edited 2 videos in my whole YouTube career. One was just putting screenshots next to each other and putting music on it. That was my first edit or montage or whatever you want to call it. My second one was seeing if I could put a screen recording and just paste music over it, just see what happens. That went
Did that work out?
okay. And then, oh wait, I did a third one where I did a Mono Wars season 5 uh, ad or something like that. But that was just using a scene and posting text for names over the scene. So that one didn't really
Well,
count.
the last 2 big episodes we had, there was 8 voice channels.
Yes. Yes, I listened to them both.
8 voice channels that I was editing, and trying to pull voices forward and backward and everything else. So you know some of my pain then.
Yeah, that's okay. So knowing the pain has deterred me from wanting to edit any more videos. So whatever you see on the screen on the video is what I see. Is how
Yep.
I actually like real time. So I'm like,
Yep.
okay, that's number one different. I can't edit videos, so that might be in my favor. Number two, there's no voice in any of the videos. Like some people think that some other YouTubers like Ragdoll or Funky Fries, and I'm like, no, I did it back in 2021, February 2021. So I kind of started that. I just wasn't, what do you want to call it? Famous? I don't really like the word famous, but so no one knew. I'm like, these guys are the first to do something in that era. I'm like, I'm over here, guys. I'm over here. Oh, little me.
Um,
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, something else that Hill Climb Racing 2 creators don't have is a face cam. There's only one other YouTube Hill Climb Racing 2 creator that uses their face cam, and that's Europat. He's also in the KD family, but also leads RPM Pro. So shout out to him. But I didn't know him. I don't know if he started before or after me. He usually does his Twitch. So
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
going to say that's what you're doing sounds more like a recorded Twitch session than than a YouTube how-to video. But in saying that, you're doing a bit of all of that, and then allowing people to come back to it after anyway. So, um,
yeah,
yeah, and that's like Twitch has its own genre of people that follow it because they like to watch people play the game and their reactions while playing the game and
yeah,
all that sort of stuff. But you've managed to encompass that in a YouTube video, which is very unique, which is pretty cool.
yeah. So they have my gameplay and my facial expressions, which can get very animated, all in real time. Like
uh,
he probably if you watch my latest video, it's I the 50K the 50K score I unofficially got in that video. Peep,
Yeah, I
you
watched that
remember?
one.
Yeah, you remember my agony when I missed the 50K, or when my heart was beating so fast.
Yes,
Like that
yes.
was
And I was feeling every bit with you.
yeah.
and yeah,
And then
over
I
over
die at 5,000 points. So
yeah, over 20 years of taking photos, I learned that people like seeing stuff. Don't get me wrong; they like seeing amazing photos, but they like to know the story behind the photo. So and if your facial expressions are telling the story of your anguish and all that sort of stuff, then realistically, you're giving someone the ability to play the game with you, not watch you play the game. They're actually playing the
yes,
game with you, and that's the core difference.
I try to explain the steps I'm taking so that people
Yep.
don't have to watch it. They can do the actual team event run while I'm explaining it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they can
Yep.
they can pause their gameplay for like a quick second, listen to what I'm saying, watch it, and then try to mimic it. Does that make sense?
Yep. Yeah. It does.
So
It does indeed.
that's my goal, to be I'm an average TE player. So I try to take my TE skills that I've acquired for the last 2019, so 5 years, and use that to help other, like, my alt account is very good with helping low part players get their best lineup, which is sorry not to be low parts anymore. But and then my main account trying to get people that have my GP, like I want to say my range is like 9,000 GP to max. People that are getting lower scores than I am, but I can help them get improve 2 to 3,000. Some of the comments I get are like, "Well, of course, thank you, but this helped me improve from this to this," and that is like why I do it.
Yep. Yeah. I mean,
I I think
go on,
there's
Pete.
not enough low GP YouTube videos out there
Oh
because
yeah,
they're the people that need the most help.
there's basically 0 to none of low
Mm.
GP, which is I've been thinking, but I probably won't in the next couple years. If HCR3 does not come in the next 2 to 3 years, which I will probably get a third account and use that for people starting out, like the blueprints, which I understand, but as a new player, that's very hard to do, especially how much grinding you have to do already for trying to catch up. The adventure tokens, I can barely keep up with my main account, and I don't even have all the adventure maps for my alt account. So, but the main thing is the team event. Like, if I get a third account, I want to have I want to be able to reach that, or I want to save up $1,000 in saving or whatever and buy the vehicles when I need, you know? So
Mhm.
that is my thing on a third account for me, because people are asking me like, hey, I've got a lower parts than you do. Can you either get a new account or downgrade the parts on a video? I'm like, I don't really want to waste a ticket for my team, but I still want to help you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I'm torn myself. Like, my team needs the best of me possible to be able to get a good match against the other team, especially if it's a very close match. But I still want to
All you got
help
to
you.
do, all you got to do is just score the top score, so then it doesn't matter what you do from there on. If you've got the top score, you're not going to get any more points.
Pete, you're not helping.
No, not at all. Not at all. All right. So that's clearly my YouTube stance: is help people so they don't have to watch the video, but they can listen. That is like helping people further in the game is like why I want to play and get what's called further my expertise, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that I created Caps Corners for 450 subscriber special. I have staff channels, I have regular hangout channels, I have giveaways, which I am broke. So all you get is the Hill Climb Racing 2 bot coins for now. And
I
that's
like all
unless
the breakdown of team event
I
channels.
was getting
Like you do
I was getting that.
so
I was
many
getting to
different
that.
strategies. I love it.
Yeah,
I'll let
I
you
was getting to
talk.
that. Yeah. So I have the Hill Climb Racing 2 general channels. I have other game chats. I have social channels so that you guys can talk and interact. But the main thing I wanted to focus on was the team events, because that is what my YouTube is based off of. That is what I try to do in the Fingersoft server, Club of Leaders, further in team events. So I created a score. People can post their scores. A track one, people can help each other out or post their best track one screenshot. Same with track 2, track 3, track 4, and track 5 for whenever summer comes around. So that's the only time they do track 5. Well, it's summer in the northern hemisphere, not the southern hemisphere. Because it's all Finland time, you know. And then
Yep.
we go into TE setups. So what I did to make my server different was I have a group of TE setups for that team event, and I go with track 1, say do all the cars, and then for each car I do their best 3-part setup. Well, now I have to start including 4-part for some vehicles. 3-part setup for for high GP players, no nitro, no thrusters, which most people should have thrusters. I'm get for high GP, but like low GP even. Like for I didn't do it for last team event because I forgot and I was very busy with work. But like I don't have. I'm on Discord. Why do I keep forgetting? So I'm in my server. I go to TE setups. The last one I did was Sun, Sand, Spiral Energy. So the very first summer team event, I have stayed in the let's see a good one. All right, so for the track 2, there was an uphill distance. There was dune buggy, beast, muscle car, hover bike, and snowmobile. Those were the car choices. So for dune buggy, I had any setup with fume, wings, wheelie boost, coin boost, and snow tires, or winter tires, as some people say it. I just posted those setups, and then I went down to beast, posted possible setups. You didn't have Wheelie boost is built in, so all you do was snow tires, wings, fume boost, and coin boost. And I did muscle car, which I did fume, wings, snow tires, overcharge, and wheelie boost. Those were the four parts. And then for hover bike, I just said no, just no, because no. All right, and a snowmobile was landing boost, wings, and wheelie boost. And then for track 3, it was that classic that you use the beast on. It was kangaroo thrusters, kangaroo nitro, kangaroo fuel boost for the dune buggy. Then you would have beast, and it would be afterburner overcharge, and then wings, afterburner overcharge, nitro, afterburner overcharge, coin boost, afterburner overcharge, and fuel boost. Same thing with muscle car, and then hover bike. You would have all these different setups, and snowmobile there's only one setup I could think of. So that is, I just go 3-part setup, that's possible. 3-part setup, that's possible. Like, I try to help them out with possible setups that they're not comfortable with using, or their parts aren't high leveled enough for the possible setups for like Monovic or Rex or what's another one? Like, you know the difference between my TE level, Monovic's TE level, and Pete's TE level. They're very 3 different TE levels. So I try to post Monovic's TE level parts, my TE level parts, and Pete's TE level parts to try and see if they can like up it into the next TE level, or choose one that's down to like get them comfortable with what to do. Like, I do that with and I try to get them to post their best. That's why in the last giveaway I had, if you can post a score that's greater than mine, I can give you 1,000,000 Hill Climb Racing 2 bot coins. Which was very unfair, because I had a 49,000 score then.
Yeah,
And
I didn't even attempt.
I should have done
No, I
my
wasn't
alt
getting
account.
anywhere.
I should have done my alt account, which was like 30,000 then. But that would have been like very easier. So that was very unfair of me. But I'm trying to, because I don't think anybody like is active on that server unless I do TE sets, which is the main goal. But I'm trying to get people active to post their scores and stuff and ask questions so that I can help them. So that's my main reason for Cap's Corner.
Nice. You've definitely put a lot of effort into the server.
Yeah, you have.
And it is appreciated.
Yeah. I'm still working on it. I went at the beginning of summer that I would try and, because I'm done with school, done with high school, so I was trying to work on the server and I'm also working on the World Record Tune server, where I'm trying to get, where we're, the HDR Tune server, the one that was made by Aru and Cynics and all that, the one that Ray took over. You know that one?
No, I don't know that one.
Okay. So Ray which is a very known hacker. He took over that server when Aru and Cynics and some other people were done. I was like, me and Rocket, who is the other owner of that server, were like, we're done with the promoting hacking of the game. We're gonna make our own server where we can find trusted people that play each and every one of the vehicles to write down the tunes. So we found Puma for the Beast and Hover Bike. We found Velcrin for the tank, and what's the other one he's good at?
Racing truck.
Velcrin's also good on the racing truck.
Yep. Yeah. So we went to 2 tracks in black tracks for the dune buggy. We went to Blackbird for Formula, motocross, and hill climber. Also the scooter. We went to Ivy from Lowell Outcast to do rotator, which is a tater free. I did the very obvious very obvious setup one, which is the super diesel. Because if you get the super diesel wrong, I'm sorry, but which I even got some of those wrong. So, and then there are some other ones like it did Rally Heart with Scoo and not Aqua, also known as Azrael. Azrael, Castaway, and Silent also helped me with the diesel and the sports car ones. So yeah, that one is coming together. We're not completely done yet because nobody knows or wants to share the rotator tunes. So we are stuck on that one. So while we're waiting, or
Eva's pretty handy with a rotator.
Yeah,
to
I'm
know,
pretty
like,
good with the rotator.
so what we want to know is all the part setups, like the world record part setups, along with like a range of tunes. Like, one could be 19 for engine, 20 for grip, then a range of suspension that would work, and a range of brain that would work for the rotator. That's what I'm looking for because they put me in charge of writing that one or typing, which I have yet to get through. So I put another thing on my plate for that server that I want to really finish is finding the world record video strategies, like the paths with the right tunes and parts that show people the path and when to hit the jump shocks and when to hit stuff like that, so that they can visibly see without using gems for a challenge or like you with the pedals of when to visibly hit the pedals on how to do a record similar. That is my next step, which I'm procrastinating so much on.
Good, you're taking your time because it means you want to get it right.
I do want to get it right, but procrastinating also means I'm lazy. So
No, busy.
busy is a good word.
I noticed one other little channel in Cap's Corner server. It's a little bit of a shout out to us. You've got an Oz and Z podcast channel.
Oh,
So
I'm your
thanks
number
for
one fan.
now that
Um,
Jack Rabbit's not the number one fan anymore.
no. You see, Jack Rabbit was the number one podcast cheerleader.
Mhm.
Much different. Much different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Cafe,
definitely
we
not
do
a
have
cheerleader. So
no. We have someone who just wanted to say hi. I'm just going to unmute him. He's been on the podcast before, so welcome, Dev. Say hello.
Who's Dev?
I was being coy. So,
What's up,
g'day,
guys?
What's up,
Devastator. How are you?
Yeah, good. Yourself?
Yeah, doing well.
Good.
Yeah, Cape's in the middle of doing a whole lot of stuff, but you dropped in just to say hello. So, say hello.
Yeah. Hi, everybody.
welcome,
Hey.
Devastator. Thanks for stopping by.
Hey. Oh, not a problem. I found a spare moment, so I figured I'd drop in and say hi. I was trying to keep up on my promise.
Oh, good,
Thanks.
good.
Yeah.
If
So
you
I didn't. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
if you don't mind, the reason I wanted you to come in, I've already done it for GTR, but he wasn't able to show up, is for you to tell the listeners how you met me.
How I met you? Oh, geez.
On that note,
Yeah.
I'll be.
You know, I'm like 20 years older than you, right? My memory is absolute garbage. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Would you like to
Pick and choose
refresh
my
his
words,
memory,
right?
Cap? Just no
All right.
swearing.
Yeah, I won't. Don't worry.
Language.
So yeah, Devastator. He dropped into the Fingersoft server when I think it was Solus became pit crew.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you remember that?
Oh yeah, yep.
Okay, yeah. So I was like, oh man, a new face that everybody knows. Why do I not know him? So like the very first question. So Fingersoft server, I'm on this. I'm not going to DM like a sane person. I'm saying this on the Fingersoft server. Like, who are you? Why do I not know you? But I didn't know use those words. I was like, but I think I did say, who are you? And that was like, I'm Devastator. Does this ring a bell, Dev?
It does. It does. Yeah. So I've been around a bit. Yeah, and I remember you were like completely oblivious to the fact that I've pretty much been around since the game's been created. And yeah, I remember you're like, "Oh, hey, who are you?" Like, gave you my name and you're like, "Oh, okay." So, yeah, I mean you were new to it. I mean, you didn't know. But yeah, Solus, yeah, I remember all that. Yeah, he was cool. That's when he was with, oh man, I don't remember what our team name was at that point, but he was with us when we were playing with a lot of the Greeks, and he was creating a lot of stuff for Fingersoft and doing different things,
Yeah.
and it was really cool.
Yeah. Solus has helped me build a few servers, so especially like Caps Corners and the World Record Tune server and stuff like that. So he's a good guy. He's also one of my YouTube mods along with X236.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't talked to him in a while actually. But yeah, he's a genius around Discord and stuff like that, and making bots, and he's always been great at that. And he, to be honest, I mean, he really helped us, launch our, main servers before we even ended up becoming Empire. So no, he was great. Always has been, probably always will be. I mean, that's his thing. He's a tech guy, so
Yeah.
it's been good.
I'm glad you gave me the chance on becoming good friends with you, honestly.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, no, you've been great. And like honestly, if I could praise up any person, in the world as far as, HCR2 goes, at least, hey
Yeah.
man, Cap A, he gets out there, he does stuff for the people, and I feel that you have a reason that you wear that shirt and fly that name. So no, you're a good dude. I'm glad I could pop in and say hi.
Oh, thank you. It's an honor.
I appreciate it. Yeah, and my name is Dev/Devastator.
No,
It's
she's
good. It's good to hear. It's good to hear your voice, Dev. You sound different
Excellent.
from the last time you were on the podcast.
Yeah, well, it's way earlier. You remember you guys were like, yeah,
it's way
last time
earlier.
last time I was on the
Yeah.
podcast, you guys were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna start at like 10:30 your time." Okay, great. And then by the time we got out of the debrief and actually started recording, it was like midnight, and
Yep.
then it was like 1:45 in the morning by the time we're done. Dude, I was passed out. I was done. No
That's a
way.
long. That's a
You
long
sh-
debrief.
You sure were.
It took forever. I swear, every time I
There
heard
was a lot
somebody
of people.
laugh
We
or
had a lot to say.
yeah, every time I heard somebody laugh or say something, I like woke up and I'm like, oh, yeah,
And I
back to sleep.
I remember having to actually edit those parts out.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, I remember messaging you and I'm like, hey, fix this.
Already have.
Yeah, don't want to sound like an idiot,
At least
but yeah,
there
way too
was no
late for me.
snoring.
You'll be
Yeah,
surprised how many people I have fixed to not sound like an idiot.
yeah.
Um,
I believe it.
so don't feel special
me
or unspecial.
included.
Because I mean, let's face it, you put I say thrown under the bus, but you put into a spot where you don't know what's going to happen, you don't know what you're going to say, and then someone asks you a question, and you're like, oh my god, what do I say? And you think about it, and then you pause, and then you say something that's really amazing, but that pause just makes you sound so dumb.
Oh,
And I
well,
do it,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and Pete does it, and JR does it. We all do it. But and then you just go, well, that pause doesn't need to be there. I can get rid of that.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that too, and like you got to think about. I mean, the time differences between all of us
Yep,
are insane.
yep, yep. And not only that, there's also I was talking to Cape about it before. There's some latency between him hearing what we've said and then him responding. It
Sure.
sounds like I'm making it up, but the latency is there. I can see it in the recording. And it might be, 3/4 of a second, but it's 3/4 of a seconds of silence that needs to be filled or fixed.
Right, right. Absolutely,
Yeah,
Nightmare of being
absolutely.
the editor.
yeah. Well, I enjoy that little bit of fun, and to all the people who've said, "Why don't you make one of those episodes where everybody's doing something stupid and saying something funny and whatever?" Yes, I'd love to, but sadly, I don't have 50 hours of my day to listen to every single episode again. Because once I'm editing, it's gone. I've cut it. It's not even on the cut room floor. It's disappeared. It's gone.
Mm.
So if I cut something that was really funny because couldn't be said or couldn't be whatever, I'm never going to save it somewhere and go back to it one day and add it to something else. It's just
Right.
too hard.
So before I go, a couple more things. One, who is the metalhead that I was talking to? Was it Ava?
Be
I'm
me.
a bit of a metalhead.
That would
So
be
is
me.
Pete.
Pete. Yes. Okay. Alex Terrible. I was
Love
kind of
him.
wondering who. Yeah, I was kind of wondering who I was talking to. I was thinking about before I logged on. I'm like, God damn, which one of them was it? Can I say
Language.
damn? Can I
But
say
I'm
damn?
more
No.
old
Language.
school metal.
who fucking had?
All right. More editing work.
More editing work. Oh, but just remember, you've got to say an F word.
Oh, do I?
Yeah, just one
One.
for me.
Well, off.
Language.
Sorry, I'm just because he's
Oh,
cafe. He's
We now
cafe.
know the title of this episode.
Yeah, it's going to be
Yeah, yeah.
language. I've
Language.
already written it down.
it's good hearing from you, Jack Rabbit. How are you?
I am good. I'm good. I'm looking forward to hearing from you again soon on the podcast.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think we'll do
Come
something
back
good.
and come back and redeem yourself.
Right. Exactly. Well, I'm trying to do that right now. So
Yeah, right now.
I'm
Yeah. It's a good start. It's a good start.
What a
Uh,
great
I'm
podcast episode to do it on.
I'm awake and fully functional.
I just want to say quickly while Dev is here, I'm really having a great time in the Empire server,
Oh, good. I'm glad you like it.
hanging out with the guys who are on a VC and streaming their tickets. They had me stream my ticket for the very first time.
I'm sure they did.
Uh,
Yeah, it's we've got quite the group. I mean, I think we're up to like 3,200 members
wow.
now.
wow.
It's pretty crazy. Probably what do we got? 8, 5. Ooh, wow. 400 plus players. So a lot. Yeah,
Eight
it's a big
eight
community.
teams, is it? 8 teams.
Yeah, 8 teams. One of them switches on and off. They bounce back and forth between lower divisions. But other than that, yeah, I mean, seven solid teams that just go at it
Mhm.
nonstop. We have the Empire
Katie family
YT.
has more.
Yeah. Cap A joined what? Team 2? 3?
Team 3 went last season with my alt.
Yeah. Yeah. So Cap A joined there and just, kind of get a taste of the Empire teams and hop in and check it out. And I joined his family of teams, KD, with my alt, and Sean joined, and Gary joined with his alt, Aries. Who else? RT, right?
too. Yeah.
Yep. So
Wow.
RT
RT's
jumped
doing better than
in.
you.
Yeah, well, hey man, I got like 49K. That's not bad for not having any parts.
Yeah. You beat my alt.
Yeah, I hardly ever play on that thing anymore. So it's more of a, hey, this is me. This is my junk account that I don't play anymore, and I'm just coming over to say hi, and I'll do the best I can.
And it's still better than all of us combined.
I mean, not quite. I mean, I can hit some good scores if it's not nitro based because, oh, what was it? Yeah, not this event, but the event before where you need nitro for pretty much every track.
Yep.
Oh man, I didn't have it for any vehicle. So I even said in the game chat, I'm like, sorry guys, like I can't even finish like 3 of these tracks. So sorry. But yeah, that was rough.
Yep. It's sad that it's gotten to that point in the game.
It is. I mean, I like it though. Don't get me wrong. You go into a community track with your muscle car with, maxed out nitro and afterburner and fuel boost and just fly across the screen.
Yep.
I still don't have
I
a
like
max
it.
part on my muscle car.
No,
No.
you should work on that.
Yeah. All the vehicles from, I think, Beast on, so Beast and all the ones that came out after, other than, I don't know if CCEV came out before or after Beast, but Beast on, there is all those vehicles, like Beast, Lowrider, muscle car, hover bike, I have no max part, not a single one on those cars.
Even on your main?
That is my main.
No. You should work on that.
Scrap is a very beautiful thing I don't have.
That is
Well,
true.
I did a bad calculation the other day. I'm like, I wonder how much more scrap I need to max my main account, and it was like 600,000.
Oh yeah.
And I felt like saying, you poor bastards. Like, I am so
Language.
high up in GP and I still need 600,000. I don't even want to start to think what my alt account is going to need to get it to max.
Oh yeah. So I'm far beyond thinking
best
that my
not to think about it.
alt account is ever going to catch up. It's not going to.
Yeah, I mean, my alt was never designed to become a max account. It was always designed to be a good team event account.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that with mine too.
Yeah, there are parts that will just never be updated or
Yeah.
upgraded at all. So, yeah, I think I still need 600,000, and I've only got like 50 to go to get max.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of how, as we, when we first start out, we're just like, oh, every single upgrade we can possibly get, we do it. And then
Yep.
we create our alt, and then it's like, okay, I'm going to do it smart this time. And you do, but then you just don't finish. You don't follow through. So yeah, it was done smarter. So instead of going to max base parts, you go to 15, 16 on each
Yeah.
one. You unlock all your stuff, you get them all up to level 2, 3, on your specialty parts, and then you're like, okay, I'm good to go. But now you've got nitro and you've got mastery and all that kind of stuff, and it's like, probably not ever gonna get there.
Yeah. Well, I've decided to not do mastery for my alt on all vehicles, just the ones that I think after I've done them on my main, I've deemed that it's okay to do, I will continue to do that particular vehicle only on my alt. So I've done it with the Moonlander.
Yeah, exact same for me. So the only reason I decided that I was gonna sit there for 2 hours and
Yep.
do wheelies with a Moonlander was
Yep.
for KD. You're welcome, Cape.
I love you, brother. I love you, brother.
I said
I'm
the
like,
same
alright.
thing to Tessa. I said the same thing to Tessa when because my alt's on TNT with Tessa. I said the
Mhm.
same thing to Tessa. I'm like, the only reason I've done that is because I know that the Moonlander, being able to detach and land is one thing, and the fume thrust is another thing. So, and then not 2 weeks after we had that podcast episode, there you go. You need it in a team event.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, it was I think it was one day into the team event. I haven't even entered the event yet, and they were behind. KD was. My alt's on there, and like I can't even do this event because my Moonlander can't fly more than 200 meters because I don't have this mastery. So I'm like, oh, shit. So
Language.
I sit. So I sit there and I just do wheelies with the Moonlander until I reach my 50,000. I'm like, all right, here's your score. I'm all set.
49,000.
49,000 and done.
Wow. Yeah. Well, like I said, my 47,000, I was extremely happy with. Considering I couldn't get that bloody chopper to work on the last event, last
Oh,
team.
it's tough. Believe me. Against Supreme and Discord in our last 2 matches, I burned through a lot of tickets.
A lot of tickets.
You had tickets to burn through?
Oh yeah, I've got plenty. You gotta save those things up.
Very
Big
good.
league, big
Yeah,
league stuff.
okay. Yeah. I got one.
So I think I'm down to like 55-ish now.
He's just down to like 50 something. Just down to.
It was much more, but yeah, I mean, obviously, we've been going for it the last few months. We won it
I think you won it in May.
Yep, a month before
You won it.
last.
Because Supreme won last month.
Yeah, Supreme got it last month, and it's looking like they'll probably grab it this month. They got
Because they
whoever
got
they
all their
face.
tough matches out of the way.
Yeah, whoever they faced last match, they went from being under us to up 2,000. So
Wow.
whoever they got matched with was like, I haven't even looked at it. I haven't seen.
Yeah, they would have got like 5 points.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So it would have been like 50 of them on top. So whoever they matched last match, they absolutely smashed. But we've got a week left, so we'll see. We'll see.
Yep.
So we got Project Jur now, and so far so good. I mean, but in our match against DC, before I went to bed the night before, so it was a good 10 hours before the match ended. 50,000. So over 50,000 got you 82nd place. Just to wrap that around your minds. So
I can't wrap it.
So if you broke 50K, you got 82nd place. So
I would have been 82nd.
It was
would have been dead last.
That's me.
I'm at 50,700 right now against Project Jur, and I'm already like 35th or something like that. Last time I looked, so it's no joke.
Is that on the new event?
No, current.
Auto matchmaking is still on old event.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
gotcha.
yeah, it's rough.
That sucks.
But we're still
Yeah,
playing the game.
yeah, especially when your thumbs start getting old. It's like, oh man, yeah, try to
Is
keep
this
up
what I
with these
gotta look forward
players.
to?
What's that?
Is this what I gotta look forward to?
Yeah, yeah. So when you
Yes.
get
Yeah.
old,
Yep. Absolutely.
yeah, your thumbs get slower, and you're like, ah, shit.
Language.
Language,
I watched a
language.
I watched a video on Facebook today. Somebody was doing thumb workouts for a month, see if they could make a difference in their thumb muscles. It
Get
was
their
it was
hands
quite funny. They
jacked.
had yeah, they they made their own little gym equipment, like a little lever to to, to pull weights with their thumbs.
You need to share that video, Pete. I want to
Just
see
for the
that.
Oh,
sake of
I don't know
playing
if I'll find it
HR2?
anymore.
I wanna see if we can make a CrossFit workout with it and see if we can no rep someone.
Oh, I don't know if I'll find it anymore because it was just I was scrolling through reels and yeah,
Oh
it showed up.
damn.
Hmm.
So I'm sorry to say, I didn't like you guys had Vera on recently, right? But
Yes.
I didn't even listen to the podcast. I'll admit that. Sorry.
Shame.
You guys can all
Shame.
throw stones later,
Shame on you.
whatever. So I will. I'll have to check that out. But yeah, I'm
Well,
looking forward to the upcoming one. That should be good.
yep. No, so are we.
Yep.
So are we. Hmm.
Well, should we get on to community questions because we've been going for 2 hours now?
Yeah, we better.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Nah, we better. We better. Alrighty.
yeah, that's all good.
So questions after you. I mean, mind you, a lot of what we've been asked has kind of been um,
Answered.
covered,
Yep.
but we will still ask or give shout outs to where possible.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Do you want to go first, Pete?
I sure do. I was gonna ask the questions that you usually ask just to see how you go, but I'm gonna ask one from Chessmate. He wants to know your favorite monowheel map and world record technique.
Favorite monowheel map. I have to say Tumbleweeds because that was my very first local record. I believe that was my very. Let me see if I can find it. I have it in my server of all my local and world records. So the very first one I posted on it was it was the special stages. But Tumbleweeds, I was very excited when I got that local record because it's one of the hardest jump shock maps there are because of the actual tumbleweeds and the cactuses. You have to
Yes.
it's very luck based on if the tumbleweed will mess up your jump shock. So I was very
Mhm.
excited of that record. So that has to be my favorite monowheel track.
And your favorite world record technique is jump shocks. What else? What other
My
parts?
my favorite world record technique is actually watching Chessmate get the Nitro world records. Like everything he does with that monowheel, I watched some of the recordings off the PR server, and I'm like, dang. Like, I can only imagine getting that close. Like, especially the one for, I think it's not Beyond Climber. I think it's Beyond Climber Dome, the new Canyon Arena, the two track cup. The one he does overcharge, jump shock, and nitro, and the precision along with A flat minor that you have to use the jump shocks is like very, very perfect. So yeah, the Nitro Overcharge and Jump Shock tech on Beyond Climber Dome.
Very.
Touche.
Who's next? Do you want to go next, Eva?
Oh, there's actually there's actually a question from Devastator. Maybe Devastator can ask it himself.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember your question?
Do you remember your own question?
I do actually. Yeah, I do.
You remember something?
I work hard.
Mm-mm.
I work out. Just kidding. I don't. I just work. If you had the chance to meet any HCR2 player in person, who would it be, and why?
I would have. Oh man, does it have to be one person?
I mean, it
Well,
doesn't.
you could do
You can
a
you can
GDR
elaborate.
response. You
All
could do a
right,
GDR
so
response and answer with 7 or 8 people.
yeah. So definitely okay for in the U.S. I would definitely choose.
Just quickly,
There.
don't.
Yeah.
I wanted
I.
to make a reference to
All right.
Goose's not wanting to answer anything.
All right. So
Sorry.
if it has to be okay in the U.S. I have three. I have Devastator, definitely, but you're too cold for me, so you have to come down here. Same. Same with Daspo
Okay. Yeah.
and Hero HCR2YT. Those you guys three
Mhm.
are. Think you're all up in Michigan, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. So you're way too cold for me to go up there. So you'd have to come down here somehow. And yeah, this Florida boy has got to have a seat. Um, and then
Yeah,
for
Daspo. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
actually friends with him on Facebook. He friended me a while ago, and I accepted it, and he seems like a good dude. So
yeah, he was my first
He's a cool
monowheel
cucumber.
mentor. So, and then outside the U.S., I have to say X236. Um, definitely GTR. Like Australia peeps, you guys are awesome. And then I have to choose my three closest HCR2 friends: Chessmate, Tybe, and Mythic, which is France, Finland, and Philippines.
interesting. All right,
Mm-hmm.
cool. Well, I'm proud to be a part of that. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Some interesting ones. Some ones I haven't heard of either. So it's great.
All right. Well, in that case, I will ask a question now. So this is a question from Ghosty. Hey, Cape, it's awesome to see you as a guest now. Here's my question. What would you do if you were to hit 1 million subs on your YouTube overnight?
Face reveal.
You've got this all planned out. Like
He's got this all
he
planned
looked at
out.
he looked at every single question and he's got it written down. Cape's looking at him right now.
I will confess I did look at almost all the questions, but I do not have them written down. I don't like surprises that often, so
Yeah. No, I get it.
No, very cool. Very cool.
Mhm.
All
Okay,
right,
it's my
JR.
turn to ask a question. What are your other hobbies other than playing HCR2? And my next question, what has been your favorite podcast episode?
all right. So let's start with hobbies. I collect Pokemon cards.
Mhm.
I like to sing. I do some singing for my church in the Easter and Christmas choir sometimes. And I also like to sing out in the car. I'm not a sing in the shower kind of guy, but I'm definitely a sing in the car. Um,
Karaoke is one
other,
of the best kind of singing.
yes, definitely,
You doing like
definitely.
Britney Spears or what?
Uh, no, not Britney Spears, but like,
You invited me, so
huh?
I said you invited me, so
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just kidding.
I'm I'm more into like fast rap. Like my favorite song is "Lose Yourself" by Eminem. So
Oh yeah.
Can you drop us a few lines?
No.
No,
Uh,
why not?
Have
Lose
you listened
yourself
to
No.
in the
his new
moment.
album
You
yet?
own it.
yeah,
Kat, have
never
you
let
listened
it
to his
go.
new album?
Okay. No, that's the only song I listen to of him. I don't listen to any other
Okay.
song.
What?
So I'm not sure. My favorite artist or whatever is
Mhm.
definitely Timmy Trumpet though.
Okay.
He's an Australian DJ, so
DJ.
I
Yeah. I have listened to
Mm.
him a lot and love his work.
yeah,
Mm.
his beats are pretty dope.
Yep.
So, what other hobbies? I volunteer coach soccer for
Mm.
I used to play and then I grew out of the recreational league we do, so now I coach at the league we go to. So it's like 8, 9, 10-year-olds that I coach in the
Oh, that's
fall and
cool.
spring.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah, it's a that's about. I'm very into politics, so that you might call that a hobby. I don't know if you call that a hobby or not. So
I call it the
Not
last thing
sure
I
what we
worry about.
Okay, so what's your favorite podcast episode?
oof, you got to make me pick one. The one that comes to my mind is Daspos.
Oh
That's
yeah.
the that's the one that comes to mind. But
Mhm.
and then the Fingersoft ones are all the Fingersoft ones are pretty good. And then Hawksters is also a pretty good one. And then the one where you guys were guests, where the hosts were guests, was pretty good.
Yeah, that was the first year
That was
anniversary
tricky.
special.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one.
Yeah. I think I have a follow-up question now that I'm asked for about the podcast. There's a question from KD Corporal. He wants to know who's your favorite OZNZ podcast host?
I'm gonna have to go with the veteran. I'm gonna have to go with GTR.
I'm going to edit that out anyway. So
Yeah, yeah. He's the one that got me into the podcast, and he's a pretty cool dude when he's on Discord. So yeah, GTR.
Okay, that's fair enough. And Pete, your question?
Yep. I've got one from Cthulhu. He would like to know, what is it about Captain America that speaks to you, and why is he your favorite?
So I like what he's like in the movie. I'm a very adamant Marvel fan, even though I don't watch the series. So I like the movies. I like the Captain America First Avenger of. That's the main reason why I chose Cap A, because I'm not gonna do Captain America on a game or else in fear or YouTube in fear of being copyrighted. So sorry guys if you get copyrighted. But um, Captain America stands for freedom and helping one another out. So that is the main two things. And also, he cringes when people use profanity. So I also do that. So
what a really nice guy.
that
What the
Language.
hell are you
language,
talking about?
yeah, language, like that. That was that's my favorite line in Ultron. So
Yeah. Funny, you're like, oh, what were you thinking? I don't know, it just slipped out.
yeah,
We're gonna get so edited out. We're not even gonna be in this podcast anymore.
yeah. It's gonna be
Oh,
it's
look,
gonna be so bleeps, and then me just
no, like I think my favorite podcast episode was the Hulkster episode. I got out
Yeah.
45 minutes in and I realized there was more bleeping going to happen. So I just went, oh, bugger it. I'll just make this 18 plus.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
yeah.
It's easier.
That's what you get. That's what you get when you have Hulkster on. I love that dude. No, yeah, we've got a good group. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Okay. Okay. So this is from Wilbur, is a great guy. And he's
It,
asked the question, what is your favorite vehicle and why do you like it?
all right, so my friends are probably gonna hate me for saying this, but my favorite vehicle is motocross, and then hill
What?
climber, and then
What?
monowheel. Those are my three favorite cars.
What?
And then you go, yeah, and then you go into tank. Tank is fourth, and then chopper. Like I don't know what is about those five that I like really like, but I don't like to me just hitting nitro forever on muscle car isn't that ideal as fun like Devastator, but those are my I just said my top five. So motocross, hill climber, mono wheel, tank, and chopper.
Nice. And I'm assuming you like them because they're challenging.
Oh, definitely. Especially motor like I think my out of those five, the easiest one to do because I've done it so long is mono wheel. I've played that for like I want to say a year and a half, just trying to get good records.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. Pete?
It's my turn.
Oh, sorry, JR.
Okay, here's a question from Fiery. It says, "Hey Cap A, finally, a most frequent question asker is being the guest. So here are my questions for you. Number one, is there anyone you look up to in the community or who inspires you to play?"
Look up. There's no one really that inspired me to play other than the people I need to or want to help. That is who inspired me to
Mm,
keep going and play. Is the people I can help make their gaming
yeah,
experience better.
yes,
People who I look up
yes.
to, definitely Verishak for team events, and then
Mm-hmm.
as an overall person that tries to make me feel better is Devastator. Sorry, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I'm feeling humbled right now. Thanks,
Okay,
bud. No,
that's very cool.
yeah.
Number two, his next question. You have created many teams over the years, currently managing the KD family. How do you do it? How do you coordinate such big teams?
So I am actually not the head of KD family. I am like in charge of making sure um, that everything is running smoothly, but not like the leadership part. That's more like corp.
Mm-hmm.
Corporal is in
Mm-hmm.
charge of the player base. I am more in charge of engaging. So I make sure there's like tournaments being run. Like we're in the middle of a collateral damage in-house team event tournament where
Mm-hmm.
Devastator got out on the first round. So, um, sorry, Dev, I had to do that.
Parts, 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 parts,
Yeah, yeah,
parts.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know what? I
So
didn't even know I was in it. I
you're
didn't.
welcome.
And you ping me. You're like, "Oh, Devastator, last round. You're about to be out." I'm like, "What am I even doing?" Okay, sure.
You almost made it in. You almost made it past the first round. So,
Mm-hmm.
all
Mm-hmm.
right. So, that my like position is to be like the community manager and stuff like that, like for the KD family, making
Mm-hmm.
sure
That's
everybody's
still a good.
engaged, making sure
Yeah.
that everybody's having a good time, and no like
Yes.
rough bumps in the road.
Mm-hmm. That's still a good way to help out the team.
Yeah.
it's still a big contribution. Okay, his third question: if you could go anywhere in the world free of charge for a month, where would you go?
All right. So this has been like a big dream of mine, is to
Mm-hmm.
tour the whole world, go to each country where I have at least one friend like in that country of hill climb racing too. Like go start like in all like tour the U.S. Find people that I like are really great friends with on Discord and hill climb racing,
Mm-hmm.
and just like be face to face with them for like once in a lifetime, and then go through like start in Europe and then go through the continents and like meet face to face with some of my greatest friends.
That's very cool. I
That'd be
hope one
cool.
day
Yeah.
Did that
you
answer the
would get
question?
to do that. Yeah, you did.
Okay.
And okay, is it? Pete, it's your turn.
My turn.
Yep.
My turn. This is a question from usually you, but I
Okay, bring
asked
it
it on
on.
this round. Yep. Why do you play the game? There's several questions
Uh,
here, as you know.
so why I play a game is because of the people I'm trying to help make their gaming experience better.
Fine. If you could change one thing in the game, what would it be?
In
Seder
game
2 would have more nitro.
that it
What?
wouldn't be so hard for new players to to gain experience and stuff like that. Like blueprints, tokens, mastery, awesome. I totally agree with it. But the amount of grinding it takes to get to that point where you can gain that vehicle or that adventure map or that mastery level, it just takes more than the amount of hours a new player is willing to do. Even I know mastery is made for the high end players, but blueprints and tokens, they are for the beginning players. The only way you can get blueprints is by tasks, which don't get you very much, and PE, which don't get you very much. And then I think you can get blueprints sometimes in the trophy road, but I'm not sure since I don't need blueprints. Same thing with the Avenger tokens. The only way you can get them is by Avenger tokens is a different story because you can get them by playing Avenger sometimes, but when you don't have the parts and it's very hard to get that. And then public event, you don't have the parts to get the points fast enough to be able to get it from the PE shop because you don't have the amount of gems you need.
Trading.
So yeah, making it
Yep.
easier for low-end players to be able to progress faster.
Good answer. I like that.
Yeah.
And I think Fingersoft. I'm sorry. I'll throw it in there really quick.
Yeah, well,
Fingersoft, I think, did a good job at actually making the vehicles unlockable in your public events. Okay, so now, like, if you finish a PE and get your 400 or 600, you can unlock those vehicles, which is nice. I mean, it's much different than having to do it in many other fashions or save up a million coins or whatever. But you
Yeah,
can
like when
unlock
we had to
them.
do it, we had to do it. We had to
Yeah,
grind the legendary.
right,
Like
right.
that didn't take forever, but it was just boring that we got to a specific card that we could get. We just didn't have enough coins.
Mhm.
And now it's free.
Oh yeah,
You just have to get to that certain point in the game, and you have it.
right. Yeah, so they did something good there. But yeah, no, I agree. As far as mastery goes and stuff like that, I mean, it's a different
It's
story.
good. Yeah, mastery is really really good. It differentiates the hardcore, the really good players from the really average players. So, like for me,
Sure.
I have mastery. I just need coins. Like I have 1.3 million coins. I have the sports car fourth part ready, the mono wheel dome glide ready, and I have the racing truck whatever mainstream or whatever it's called, the first one ready. I just need coins. So mastery is like one of the best, in my opinion, updates. It just takes a little bit longer to get.
Well, if you want to borrow any of my 80 million coins, I mean, I can
That would
So
be
I'm
see
okay.
if
So
Rise will approve it. I
yeah,
mean, I don't know.
number two is be able to trade or gift players in your friends list resources. That would be
That's a
another
good
thing.
one.
Be handy.
Yeah,
Hmm?
that's a good one. And you know what? I don't think that's too far behind. To be honest, I think that might be coming.
Really? You know something that we don't?
No. No.
Even
You
if you
gotta get
did,
my
you
hopes
wouldn't tell
up.
us.
I just think it's good, and it may be a thing.
Yeah, I hope it is a thing. Last part of the question is, if you could make a big merge happen between 3 teams, which teams would they be and why?
Has to be 3 teams. All right, let's go. KD family.
Your question.
Yeah. Oh, right. So this may be going off 3 teams, but my biggest thing since ICC, I also help with that ICC, the International Custom Championship. My biggest dream is to make a unstoppable top CC USA team. I know Empire is doing a great job of doing that. It's just not all USA. So my top three, my 3 team merge would be Empire, Katie Family, and ERI. Those 3 USA oriented teams, families, that would be a good one.
Interesting.
Think it's up to you now, Eva.
Yeah, it is. It is. There's a question here from Blue Marble. Shout out to Blue Marble. We are still waiting to get you on to laugh. Have you considered running for president? Anyone has a reasonable chance at the moment.
Yes. So when I was in, I want to say the 2016 election between Trump and Hillary is when I started paying attention, really close attention to politics. I for a school thing, I was supposed to write like a paragraph or two about. No, wait, this was the. I was like in. I can't remember where. Oh no, this was 2020 election. This was right after Biden took office in 2021. I wrote a paragraph about why I should be president, and I just dissed Biden in it. Like, I wouldn't fall off stairs, I wouldn't fall off the bicycle, I would remember what I said, and stuff like that. I was like in 10th or 11th grade. So this was like, no, 9th or 10th grade. So you can do that how it was. I was like dissing him so much as a low high schooler. And the thing is, the answer to the question, yes, I have thought about it because of how my generation is looking at the moment.
Shitty
Language, but yes.
language. Oh, sorry. Hey, Eva, filter that
Yeah.
out.
Shit.
This one is from Yop GJ or JG. I completely messed that
Who's
up, but
that?
that doesn't matter. He says, "Hi Cap, yo, it's Yop. Got one question. Plan to expand your content on your YouTube channel to include more than just team event videos in the future?"
So I used to do public event videos and then realized that I get up too late to be able to do them before Verishack or Vocope do them. So I just stopped doing them. I do special videos every once in a while, but my heart is for team events to help people with that, and I have a hard time trying to figure out another way to help people with their gameplay in another part of the game because I'm not really good at time attack. Like I'm below average on time attack based off like the other however percents in front of me. I'm okay at adventure. I just can't be patient for more than 20 minutes trying to get a good record. Like all my 10Ks on Forest are less than 10 minutes long. So
your passion is in team events, and that's why you do stick to team events.
yeah, I just use my 6+ years of experience to help people in other areas where I have gathered from other players and myself testing it a little bit. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's safe to say that, if you're in an area where you're not okay, so you see that Verishak and Velko can do it much better. Why even attempt to get into that same niche or genre or whatever you want to call it? Just because they
Nick,
do it much better. Yeah.
yeah,
Here is a question from Moff BR. He would like to ask, how would you describe your relationship with each CR2? Time wasting, a hobby, an obsession, an addiction, or something else?
it depends on the day.
It depends on the
Like
day.
on the day,
Okay, Monday to Friday.
Monday. No, like it depends. So my work schedule is
Mhm,
like like a heartbeat on the monitor at the hospital. That is my work schedule. So get that image in your mind. So when my work schedule is like low to non-existent that day, I will usually play for hours. Usually cups to be able to gain masteries and stuff like that.
mhm,
If like I should be playing adventure then, but I don't. When
mhm,
it is well, when it is tournaments, when I'm in a tournament, I'm usually playing those challenges nonstop for like an hour at a time. What like when my work schedule is high, I will usually play for like I think by like 15 minutes an account just to do team event. Just make sure I have a team score and I've said something in the chat. Check the daily because we usually have a daily competition going on 24/7. But that is usually my so it depends on the season of day. Like it's in times past when I didn't have work, I just had school. All I had to do was school. Then it was an addiction. It was an obsession. But now it's like family almost. But like there's a virtual family. Like you want to spend time with them, get to know them. So
yes, yes.
I'm usually more on Discord than in the game.
Yeah, that part is understandable. It's what draws you to play the game, the people
The
behind it,
community.
the
The community.
community. Exactly. Okay. So whose turn is it? I forgot. Pete?
Eva's up.
It's my turn.
Eva.
So this is from PR Dewey. He's got 3 questions here, but I'm going to ask just 2 of them. What is your favourite food?
Biscuits and gravy.
Oh, the way you said
Biscuits
biscuits.
dipped in gravy or
No,
biscuits and
biscuits.
gravy
So
separately?
what you do is you bake the biscuits. Make sure they're nice and flaky. You tear them apart, and then you have the sausage Southern country sausage gravy with cream and mushroom soup, smothered and covered the biscuits,
Ew.
and then
No.
you put
No.
and
No.
then
No. No. No.
and then you put 2 over easy eggs on top of it, and then you put hot sauce on top of that. You mix it all around, and it is delicious.
You just made me hungry.
uh,
You just made me
I
barf.
Yeah,
biscuits in
No,
Australia are
hey, Pete,
sweet.
just no, Pete. Biscuits in the US are not like biscuits here. Biscuits in the
I
US,
know.
it's a
That's why I
it's
can't get it.
a hard bread roll type thing.
oh,
So I can
When I
remember
hear
back.
the word biscuit, I think of Anzac biscuit.
Yeah, I know, but I can remember back
the
when I
cookies,
worked at KFC many years ago, and
something like that. Yeah,
yeah, something like
but better.
KFC, yeah, but better. And I remember the new kids on the block walked into my store because we were the closest to the airport. They'd come to Australia, they'd come to Adelaide, and they'd walked into my store at 9 o'clock. They just got off the plane and they were hungry, so they bought KFC. And one of them, I can't remember who, has walked in and just said he wanted biscuits and gravy. And you brought me all the way back to that day. Ah.
Oh.
It
So,
is
and then, sorry,
heaven.
his other question was, what was your highest team chest level ever?
I think it was 28. It was back when Screaming Goats was on its best ever, like in its prime days, like almost 4 or 5 years ago. Like when we first hit 50 out of 50 team members, we hit I think level 28. The closest to that we ever got was Katie No Handouts. Like 2 weeks ago, we hit 27. So
Wow.
that's the highest.
Very cool. Very cool. Pete, your question?
That's because of me. I put in like 5 km. Yeah. You're welcome.
5 km.
That made all the difference.
Yes.
I've got a question here from Goose. Shout out to Goose. He would like to know if you could have a meal with anyone from the podcast crew, current podcast crew, who would it be and why?
I would think I would choose Jackrabbit because she's got more of the Oriental food over in the Philippines. So I would want to try the
Oh,
new
yeah.
food over in the Philippines.
Oh, yeah.
And I've seen
Other
some
than-
of her cooking. I agree.
I will make you try balot. Do you know balot?
As long as
She's
there's
like,
no
oh yeah,
insects,
oh yeah.
as long as there's no insects, you're good.
Balot has a duck, a baby duck.
I've never had duck, so
You are missing out.
It's-
Duck is amazing.
It's a duck egg.
okay. It's just like regular eggs, probably. Over easy.
No,
on
it
More
has-
me.
easy.
You search balot on the internet. You'll see what it looks like. Maybe it will change your mind.
Yeah, I'm
As
gonna
long
have to bow out of this one.
I can't look up anything right now since my power is out, but
Okay. We will talk on a private message about that.
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll
Is
send
it
you a
my turn?
picture of a duck.
Okay, here's a question from Savage. I think Savage is an avid listener of the podcast. Do you remember his name, Eva?
Yeah, Savage has been around for a while.
Yeah. And I would like to ask, do you think the sea is salty because the shore never waves back at it?
Sure.
Oh.
That's a loaded question. You can't stop laughing.
Sure.
That's a good answer, though. Sure.
Yeah, very sure. Yeah, very sure. Very sure of your answer.
Sure. Yeah.
Cape, don't answer that. Just move on.
No, I was adding to the beach joke. Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've got one here from Bobfather. He goes, "Hello. I wonder at times, what is it about this game that has us so committed to it? Why do you suppose that there are so many players that stick with it and give it their all? What would you say that motivates them, and what is your motivation?"
All right. So I already answered my motivation, but there are a few categories other people fall into. So there's community, which is the category I fall into. There's the competitiveness, and then there's ultra competitiveness, and then there's relax. So community, you're just here for the other people to get to know other people around the world, and to play with them in a common interest. Competitive, which is like I have my arm and leg in that side as well. So competitiveness is just trying to make yourself better, and as many people as you can along the way. That's great. Just trying to make yourself better. And then over competitiveness is like Monovic or Zoro or Linus or Rex or any other top player in adventure, time attack, like adventure like Zoro or
Careful with
great
your comments about Rex. Just, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. So adventure, we got Zoro. Over competitive adventure, we got Zoro, we got DeBell, we got Height. Like they're very over competitive in adventure, in my opinion. And then we have time attack, we have protect, we have Vince, we have Eagle. Eagle is a very over competitive in the sports car region. Who else do we have? I don't know any others off the top of my head. I think Zoro's also pretty over competitive in that area as well. And then team event, we have Monovic, we have Rex, we have Diabolus. He's pretty good. There's also Hyped is also pretty good in the over competitive in the team event as well. And so is Cheese. Cheese is like one of the top. In public event, we have. You can check the PE server. I don't follow that one. And then and then dailies you have the time attackers again. So there's over competitive, and then there's relax. There's the people that pick up the game for a few minutes, see how everyone's doing in the team chat, run their 10 cup point red chest things, play the team tickets, even if they'll probably play one or two. If you're lucky, they'll play all four multiple times. They probably won't play adventure at all unless it's to get a vehicle. And they probably won't play public event unless they're playing with somebody. So that's like the relax. So you're, in my opinion, you're in one of those four.
Yeah, I'm a community and a relaxed.
I'm way below relaxed. Okay. Next question. A favorite question. Yeah, Eva, you go ahead.
Your favorite question? Go on.
No, one of the favorite questions of in the podcast is, what is your favorite type of cheese? That's from Rex.
Thank you.
All right, so I have my favorite cheese to go on top of stuff is Parmesan, hands down. And my favorite cheese to go like in stuff, like in sandwiches stuff, is Munster.
Haven't heard of that. Monster cheese, did you say?
It's Munster. Munster.
Okay. What's it like? I've never heard of it.
It's
Mhm.
kind of like a smoked cheese, so it's like, you know how Americans like to make good stuff. So it's kind of like a provolone meets mozzarella meets. Oh geez, I don't even know. So it's smoked, and it's usually has a nice little smoke ring on the outside. It's good stuff.
Sounds good. Provolone's got a hardish, that real sharpish taste, and mozzarella's got that real soft. I think that sounds nice. That sounds nice.
Yeah. Munster is it's good. It's a combination of pretty much everything.
I'll have to look out for it.
A big shout out to Kiwi. He's asked the stupid question of, why do you wear underwear in your head? You don't have to answer that. But I was just shouting out to Kiwi.
Good thing I don't.
I think we've kind of gotten to that part of the podcast, JR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's now head over to the Never Have I Ever Hill Climb Racing Edition. So you get 1 point for each one that you have never done before. I think
Jesus.
you've heard of.
Can I leave now?
No, for that you have to join in.
Yeah.
No, not really.
I was supposed to be here for like 5 seconds, but whatever.
That's your cue? Let's say goodnight now?
No. I'll finish
You'll
it
have
out.
your
Go on.
Yeah,
Go on.
okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, Cap, are you ready, Cap? Yes, first question. Have you ever reached the maximum GP?
No, not even close.
No. Okay. Have you ever achieved a maximum 15K score in a track?
Oh yeah, I did it twice in the last event.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever reached the road to legendary?
Yes.
Yes. Have you ever started your own team?
More
Yes.
than once.
More than once. Have you ever spent real money in the game?
Unfortunately, yes. I've bought the hover bike for my alt account.
Okay. Have you ever participated in any HCR2 tournament?
Oh, many.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever thought of giving up playing the game?
The game, yes. The community, no.
Technically, yes, you have. Okay. Next, have you ever posted a suggestion in the Fingersoft server?
Many. So yes,
Mm-hmm. Have you ever reported a cheater to the Fair Play server?
yes,
Yes. Have you had your account flagged for cheating?
no,
No. Have you ever been banned in any HCR or the Fingersoft server?
yes,
And you have done a face reveal on
yes.
Discord. Yes.
Wow. Guess what?
Was a really good round.
That was a really good round. We now have an equal winner with that Hulkster episode.
Language, language,
What the are you guys talking about?
language.
So, that's a score of 2 nevers. I'm very, very impressed. 2 nevers, which was the first one, never reached maximum GP, and the second one
Mhm.
was never had your flagged account for cheating. So that's
Mhm.
a score of 2, which is an equal winner with Hulkster, which means you get a new
Shiny new role.
role in
Oh,
the
yippee,
yeah, you
yippee.
get the winner role for the Never Have I Ever winner role, but you also get a prize, and the prize is absolutely nothing.
I knew it.
But you can brag about it to
You
everyone.
can brag to all your friends you are the Never Have I Ever equal winner with that other guy
Yeah, the other
who
guy.
swears a lot. Who swears a lot. So that's really amazing. I was going through and I'm like, oh my god, I reckon he's going to do it. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. I wasn't sure about being banned, and then I
Yeah.
thought, oh,
I
he's
have
done it.
I have
He's
been
done it.
banned. I got banned because when I was an early teenager, like I said, I did some really questionable things and like said some really questionable things, and I was being a complete idiot in the ACR2 World server. Now that I look back at it, and these guys were just out to get me because of that, and I said one thing that they were all like, "Oh yeah, he's gotta go." So yeah, the ACR2 World server is the only one I've been banned in.
Well, there you go. Their loss.
I'm back in it now. I said I changed, so I'm back in it. But yes,
I don't even remember that like it was yesterday.
Well, I must say, we've gotten to the end of this episode. I'd like to say a special thank you to Devastator for coming in and just uh, adding a little bit of satire and fun to
Mhm.
this another amazing episode. And yeah, really good to have you here. But more importantly,
Anytime.
thank you, Cape, for finally coming on and being a part of this podcast
yeah, it was
as a
long
voice.
overdue.
It was long
Long
overdue because
overdue.
we've had you in the podcast many a time with your questions, and it's been really good to have you as a voice in the podcast as well. I look forward to seeing your YouTube channel grow, and look forward to seeing more of your stuff in Cap's Corner. So, yeah, Pete.
Yeah, thank you very much, Cafe, for joining us, and Devastator for jumping in. And I'd also like to say a big thank you to everybody listening. Keep up the likes, the shares, all that sort of stuff, and the comments on the YouTube channel. We always appreciate them. So thank you.
Absolutely. Let's keep it rolling.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Cap A. Thank you, Dev, for your time and spending it with us here on the podcast. And I'm sure that your followers and listeners are looking forward to this episode, Cap A. And thank you to our listeners and for the questions. Keep them coming. And shout out to my new friends in the Empire server.
And on that note, if you're still
Mhm.
listening and have listened this far, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel or our Spotify or wherever you listen to it. If you are listening to it and you want to hear it in a different format, please let us know. We've done some changes to the way we distribute. We're now distributing an MP3 as well. It is part of our announcement channel. It's in the announcement channel. So if you are having trouble listening, there are different ways. We have released this season's episodes in their entirety from episode 1 of season 2 onwards. So there is a link in an announcement somewhere showing that you can go back and get some MP3s if you wanted to listen to them separately and offline. So thanks again for listening, everybody. Thanks again, Cape and Devastator, for coming on. And I look forward to editing the out of this.
Language.
May you all have a good night.
Language.
See ya, everybody.
Night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Later.
you guys.
Bye.
Make this blow up.